guys, welcome back, and for today's video I'm going to be talking about my best of 2017. So these are the products that I have tried that I think are the best among the other products that I've tried. So let's begin. I'm going to start with my favorite primer. This probably won't come as a surprise to anyone who regularly watches my videos or follows me on my social media, but my favorite primer this year has been the Catrice Prime and Fine Beautifying Primer. As a primer, it gives a nice, slightly tacky base for the foundation to really stick to and adhere well to my skin, and then it prevents the foundation from also exacerbating any dry patches or any dryness on my skin, because it's really hydrating and it has some micro shimmer in it that I think is really flattering. And when mixed with foundation, it also makes the foundation more emollient and gives it a bit more of a slip so that it has more time to set, and instead of setting really quickly and just adhering to my dry patches. So now let's go to my favorite foundation. Again, this won't be a surprise to many of you, but this is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filtr Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation. I just feel that the hype has really been worth this foundation. It just goes on so great on my skin. I don't like to use it when my skin is really dry, but at the same time, when my skin is really dry, I barely can use any makeup. I have to just go out barefaced and just apply a ton of moisturizer. On most days, this is what I use, and then I mix it with the primer, and it's my perfect combination. I just love the way it looks on my skin. I love the way it makes my skin look, and I love the way it applies as well, and it stays on all day with no problem on me. As the day goes on, it doesn't get drier. It lets my natural oils shine through, and it's so flattering. So I really love this foundation. Let's go to my liquid highlight. My favorite liquid highlight has been the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. It's a great shade for my skin tone. It also matches with a lot of other skin tones, from pale to medium. It goes on really sheer, but the micro shimmer just gives a really great reflect. It's what I'm using on my inner corners, so it works even on the eyes, but it would depend on your sensitivity. Don't quote me on that. So I'm using it on my tear duct and inner corner, and then I also like to use it on top of foundation or under foundation. It doesn't have any visible glitter, unlike a lot of other liquid illuminators or liquid highlights. Throughout the day, it's like the liquid base evaporates and it leaves that shimmer, like that strip of shimmer, and the glitter falls out, and that's what I hate about other liquid highlights. With this highlight, it just stays on with no visible glitter. It just looks like you're really glowing, so I really love that. This is my favorite. Next, concealer. My favorite concealer is really the NYX HD Concealer. It just goes on with no problems on my dry under eyes. I don't need a ton of eye cream underneath. It doesn't crease on me as long as I set with powder. I have no problems with their shades. They have a great shade range that I can work with. I can make it look natural. I can make it look really bright. I like it even better than the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer because that's a bit too dry for me. And the coverage is also great with this concealer. So this is my favorite concealer. I'm gonna buy many more shades of this concealer. Next, a setting powder. My favorite setting powder for 2017 is the W7 Banana Dreams Loose Powder. I cannot live without this powder. It just goes on so smoothly, so finely. A little goes a long way. So you just need a small amount, and then it will set my under eye area in my center of my face and on the places that I concealed. It doesn't have a white cast because it's yellow. It flatters a great range of skin tones from deep to pale. If you're gonna use it for a really pale skin tones, then you just have to use a very small amount, or you can also mix in a bit of white powder. Sometimes that's what I do, but it's really my favorite. It just works really well with no problems. It prevents my makeup from creasing and it makes my makeup last longer. Blush. My favorite blush is the Sleek Blush by 3 palette in Pink Lemonade. So it comes with 3 shades: Icing Sugar, Macaroon, and Pink Mint. The reason I really love this blush palette is that it has a cool shade, it has a warm shade, and it also has a cream shade, a cream blush in the middle. It's just so perfect for travel. You can just have this one blush palette and do almost any look you want, because you have a cool tone and you have a warm tone, so it will flatter almost any look that you have. And if you have dry skin, then it has a cream blush too, so it's really perfect. And I love the texture of the blushes. These are shimmers and they go on really well. They don't emphasize texture, and they just work. They work. I really love them. For eyeshadows, I don't have a favorite eyeshadow palette, because I haven't really found a palette that has everything that I need in it, because I like to buy my shadows individually, or if I buy a palette, I just want it one neutral palette and then I buy one color palette. That's just the way I am. But I do have a favorite eyeshadow formula, and that is the Colourpop Pressed Powder Shadow Formula. This is my custom palette, so I bought these shades individually, and I just love this eyeshadow formula. I never have trouble working with this formula. It goes on exactly how I want it to go on. It blends really well. It doesn't sheer out too much. At the same time, it doesn't stick to the texture on my eyelids, and that's really important to me because I have a lot of bumps on my eyelids. And unlike other palettes that sometimes they're too pigmented or sometimes they're too blendable that they sheer out when they blend, this doesn't. I really love their formula. I always buy their eyeshadows. Anytime someone asks me what eyeshadows I recommend, I always say Colourpop. I think it's just as good as any high-end eyeshadow. To me, I love it even more than my high-end eyeshadow palettes. That's why this is my favorite. I have more shades coming. I'm gonna fill this up, so I'm probably gonna need another palette to fill. It's what I'm using now. My base is the primer with the foundation. My blush is the Sleek Blush by 3 palette. My eyeshadows are from this palette. My setting powder is the Banana Dreamsuits powder, and my concealer is the NYX HD Studio Concealer. So I'm using all of my favorites. For favorite contour palette, my favorite has got to be the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, because it just has everything that I would ever need to contour, bronze, and highlight. It has a matte bronzing shade, it has a matte contour shade, it has a neutral contour or bronzing shade, it has both warm and cool highlighting shades, it has a yellow highlighting shade. I love that it's all matte, because some people have texture on their skin on places that you want to contour and highlight, so using a matte really helps to recede it and not to emphasize the texture. For example, I love to use this shade on my nose. Is what I'm using right now to highlight the center of my nose, because I have bumpy pores there, and if I use a shimmer highlight, it can emphasize that, but with a matte, it smooths it out instead and highlights the nose bridge at the same time. So I really love that. And I use this to bronze, and then I use this to contour. Alright, what's next? Favorite mascara. So my favorite mascara for the year has been the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. And this is what the wand looks like. I bent it myself, so it's not really bent. I really love this mascara because it just gives my lashes extreme volume without clumping it too much, and it also works like a dream on the lower lashes. It doesn't smudge. It's not waterproof though, so for those of you who only wear waterproof mascaras, this might not be for you, but I really love the effect that it gives on my lashes, and it applies so easily. I just need like 2 coats instead of the usual 10 or 20 coats that I use. But for everyday, I think this deserves a special mention as well. This is my favorite everyday mascara. This is the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Angel. I just apply it on the roots and then almost sheer it out upwards, and it just gives my lashes the really great fluffy lash effect, and I really love that too. I find it so unique and different, and I think this deserves a special mention as well. Next, for my lip and cheek tint loving friends out there, this has got to be my favorite lip and cheek tint of all time, and this is the Colorette Color Tint. Colorette Color Tint Lip and Cheek Tints. Yeah. This has oil in it. This is argan oil in it, so it blends really well. It blends seamlessly over foundation or on bare skin, and then it lasts the entire day. I'm not kidding, because with other lip and cheek tints, I find that they evaporate too quickly on my dry skin, and it just won't blend as well as I want it to blend. I even like this more than the Benetint's Chacha Tint. This is a really great formula. I'm just not a regular lip and cheek tint wearer because I'm more of a makeup gal, like makeup gal, more than lip and cheek tint gal. But whenever I wear lip and cheek tint, this is what I reach for. I really love it. And the staying power is amazing, especially if you have dry skin. If you have oily skin, it might not stay on as long, but you can always set it with some powder and it will make your blush stay on the entire day. What else? Lipsticks. So sadly, I don't really have a favorite lipstick for 2017. It's just that I haven't been into lipsticks as much, and most of the lipsticks that have come out are liquid lipsticks, and I'm not really a huge fan of liquid lipsticks in general anymore. But my favorite liquid lipstick formula is the Ofra long lasting liquid lipstick because it's super comfortable. It lasts a long time, and even when you eat, it doesn't go all over your face. It just fades nicely, and then you can reapply with no problems. So this is what it looks like. I had to get it from my bag because it lives in my purse. It also ages really well. I find that for example, Colourpop lipsticks, they always separate. The liquid lipsticks, they always separate, and you have to shake it up or just throw it away. But with this, it doesn't separate. I think I've had this for a year and I still really love it. I still use it. It's probably expired, but you know, I don't really care. It still works. But yeah, I really love it. The only reason I haven't bought more of these is because I don't need more liquid lipsticks, and they're pretty expensive at 850 pesos. What I buy instead is the Colourpop Ultra Satin Lip, but those age quite quickly and you need to like throw them away after 6 months or so. For lip liners, I've been really into lip liners this year, and my favorite lip liner is the Essence Long Lasting Lip Liners. I only have 5 shades at the moment, but it's really the lip liner that I like to collect. They only cost 149 pesos, but they're really creamy. They go on so smoothly. It doesn't skip. You can use it as a lipstick or as a lip liner. It's easy to layer over lipstick or under lipstick. It blends really well. They have a great range of shades. It's my go-to lip liner. It doesn't break off even if it's really creamy, unlike other lip liners, and it doesn't give me an allergic reaction. So I love that. Powder highlight. I forgot. My favorite powder highlight for the entire year has got to be the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek and Lunch Money. This formula is just right up my alley, and this shade as well. The shade matches my skin so well that it goes on almost translucent. It's what I use now on my cheekbones. I love that you just use your fingers to apply it. We don't have enough makeup that works best with fingers, and I love that Colourpop has those formulas. It's just easy to use. They also have so many shades, so you will always find something for you. But this is my favorite, Lunch Money. They're super flattering, and they don't have visible glitter again. I love that it doesn't have visible glitter. It just gives you a great reflect when you turn your face. It's just my favorite. I reach for it all the time. I use it all the time, and I'm really glad that I bought it. My favorite eyebrow products. This is a really close call for me because I have an all-time favorite eyebrow pencil for every day, and that is the Face Shop Designing Eyebrow Pencil. This is the perfect eyebrow pencil for every day. It goes on so smooth. It goes on like a powder. You can finish your brows in like a minute. Well, that's how long it takes me. Just fully swipe it on, blend, and you're done. But under bright lights or in front of a camera, the color can disappear or it can get washed out and it will look like I still have sparse brows, but in real life it looks perfect. So my go-to for photos, for Instagram, for YouTube is the Absolute New York Perfect Eyebrow Pencil in dark brown. This is almost exactly like the Face Shop Designer Brow Pencil, except it's a bit waxier. It doesn't get washed out. I find that it's also a bit more pigmented, so you need less pressure to get the same color payoff. Because this is more versatile, then I think this is my perfect eyebrow pencil, like the name. And then this is the honorable mention for everyday. And another brow product I can't live without is a brow gel, a clear brow gel. Well, just a brow gel in general. And my favorite is the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. It just works, it works, it works. It stays on all day, it shapes my brows, it tames my brows. The wand has 3 kinds of bristles. One end is for applying on all the strands, and then one end is for shaping, and the tip here is for volumizing the head and the tail. I think it's well worth the hype. It's really the best out of all the brow gels I've tried, but I also think that this brow gel deserves an honorable mention, the Nichido Clear Eyebrow Gel, because it works almost just as well as the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, except it has a much larger wand, and then you have to wipe off excess product, but it still lasts all day. It just doesn't have as strong of a hold as the Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I think that's it. That's all of my favorite products for 2017. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think of the products, or share with us your favorite products for 2017. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!